with what is being reflected on my bill. Because if I am seeing 80,000 kilowatts used to date, but my bill is reflective of 83,000 kilowatts, where's the other 3,000 going? And why is it not consistent?
Very good
and
question.
why should I trust BPL to say that that's what I'm using?
Very good question.
Well, I cannot see what I'm using.
Very good question.
Because to this day, I'm in November and I'm not at 83,000.
Okay.
Then they said it was a problem with my meter. So they came out and changed it when I got my meter last month, my bill last month. And even this month is still reflecting this astronomical usage that is not reflective of my new meter in now. So my thing is, what recourse does the average individual and consumer have as it relates to ensuring that what is actually represented on my meter is what is actually represented on my bill, and that equates to the real value of what I'm using?
Good question. Thank you very much.
Yes, so let me address that. The actual numbers that you see on the front of your meter should be reflective of what
is on the bill.
That's on the bill. So
there's nothing in the back to go look for.
There's nothing in the back to go look for.
Okay.
If somebody's saying something in the back, I too need to understand what they're speaking about. And so it's simply a difference in the meter from the month before to the current month.
Right.
Now, when you said 83,000, you sort of threw me for a loop there, because if you're using that kind of power,
that's your commercial producer.
Yeah, something is wrong. So I think you're just making reference to another.
What the meter reading might be.
Yeah. Right. So the meter reading on the front, it's a number, but that has to be subtracted away from the number from the previous month on the day that the meter reader goes around and take that meter reading. And so, if it is something like that, we do need to look at that and investigate that. But let me just give you my email address. Or just go ahead and reach the producer here at the radio station, and let me have a look at that for you.
Now there's two things.
Brother, you have to give everyone your email address, because everyone, and the majority of people who's experiencing this robbery is women. The Bahamas government, through BEC, is robbing the majority of Bahamian people, taxpayers in this country, which is women. How many women academically can differentiate the difference and read their bill? Okay, this is absolute gangsterism. This is the corruption, the height of corruption I'm talking about. And listen to me, y'all gonna fix it. The Bahamas government over the years have charged my family with sedition, with all sorts of crime. Anything we have done, they have sent us to prison, sent us to jail, lock us up. Okay? So they better think, and think fast, because Amos Junior Miller, I'm not for Russia. I'm not Sir Lyndon. I'm not Hubert Ingram, and I'm not Perry Glasson Christian. I'm definitely not Hubert Minnis. All of the names above I have called are equally owners of this country, as sure as I am as equally as an owner of this country like them. And they are using political office to stop me from making money. I have products, Bahamian products to sell. Need a license. I open a corporation, start up, register the corporation. And because I was not able to pay $350 a year for having the name of my company, they are refusing to give me my business license from Inland Revenue, even though my national insurance is paid up, all of my contribution is paid up. They want me to pay them $1,750 for registering my name 5 years ago, and technically for paying $350 a year for the last 5 years. This is absolute gangsterism, but then they could take the Bahamian money and give it to whoever they want. If they want money from the Bahamian people, okay, then they have to remember they must represent Bahamian people. You cannot tax the Bahamian people and the members of parliament are not representing the interests of the Bahamian people. Even with large numbers of members of parliament on one side, what could pass and create and make any law, they refuse to be a blessing onto the Bahamian young people, which of the majority is young women. Okay? They have taken advantage of the Bahamian people for too long, and the time has come for the Bahamian people to pay them back. Okay? One of the reasons why they're taking advantage of us is because of our immoral lifestyle. The Bahamian people must become more moral in our way of thinking. Our deeds and our actions all have sinned, yes, and come short of the glory of the Most High Yahweh Elohim. But that's no excuse. It's never too late to do the right thing. And that goes for everyone, from the top to the bottom and from the bottom to the top. This nation is a wealthy nation, and over the years, in the last 45 years, men and women would claim to be Bahamians have given the natural resources and wealth over that belongs to the people that they have, and have had the numbers in parliament to change. And the reason why is not the real, true, honest reason is not being told to the Bahamian people. Now, what meter in the Bahamas have a meter in the back of the meter? Brother, you have a number on your meter, and whatever that number is, that's what you should be charged for metering relative to what the meter said the last month when the recorder came and recorded the number, from that number to the number that is there 1 month later. That is what you should be charged. And the practice was they were just guesstimating people bill and charging simple little household, okay, charges for light that corporations should have paid. In other words, the corporations paying bill what homes should be paying, and homes paying the bill what corporations should be paying. This is wrong. This is gangsterism. This is illegal. This is immoral. It is anti-Christian. It is anti-Christ. The majority of these women who are paying these bills are Christian, believing of the Christian faith. You know, this is how they treat Christians, you know, everywhere. And I'm sick and tired of you murderers of Christians, okay? You anti-Christian. Listen to me, man. Y'all, listen to me. Y'all murderers of Christians, Yahweh Elohim have paid a lot of y'all back, okay? And for those who are pretending to be Christians and want to hold political office, you lawyers, and now some of you doctors, Yahweh Elohim rebuke y'all, okay, in Jesus Yeshua name. And y'all will be exposed, and y'all will be brought before the world court, okay? You cannot, it is the right for the government to charge, to make laws and do whatever they wish. But if any government in my Commonwealth of the Bahamas can give hundreds of millions of dollars to cabinet ministers over the course of their political life, to cause them and to give them documentation relative to their ambition, their professionalism, documentation to cause them to go on and become successful, and the successful businessmen and women they are on this Tuesday, the 6th day of November 2018. And they would have went on and become the great mothers and fathers and businessmen and businesswomen, the great neighbors that they are. Then any one of them who are in government, who have agreed over the years, as it relates to Amos Jr. Miller, from 2010 to this present day, okay, from November 28, 2010, so an anniversary, okay, so in 5 years, so almost 5 years, it's not quite 5. The cabinet of the Bahamas will not be allowed to get away, and I want the Bahamian people to hear this, 3 years from now, if the Free National Movement government and cabinet, along with the 4 opposition leaders, do not agree to give each Bahamian some kind of financial grant to free up their mind, whether for whatever it is, The Bahamas government must do it. It's not. Don't tell me and don't tell us you don't have it, because you cannot refuse to tax corporations coming into this country, sending out billions of dollars made from the resource of this country, whether it was the hotel they have here on our land, whether it's from the ocean or the sea or the natural resources, whatever it was, whatever it is, and whatever it will be, the Bahamas and Bahamian people deserve to benefit from it. In no other place where these businesses, corporations are from, the countries they're from, had they be doing the very same business in their country.